Hey guys, so today I want to talk about anxiety. I've never talked about it on this channel before, but I'm going to today. So there's been lots of articles written about anxiety, lots of videos made about anxiety. The definition for anxiety on medical news today is: anxiety is a general term for several disorders that cause nervousness, fear, apprehension, and worry. These disorders affect how we feel and behave, and they can manifest real physical symptoms. Mild anxiety is vague and unsettling, while severe anxiety can be extremely debilitating, having a serious impact on daily life. So anxiety has been something that has affected me for a long time. It affected me to the point where I couldn't go to school and I had to be homeschooled. Not many people know that the reason I was homeschooled is because I have anxiety, because most of the time when people ask why I was homeschooled, they usually say that it was because I was interested in homeschooling, which I was, but it's really easier just to say that. It's faster rather than explain the whole reason behind why I was homeschooled. Ever since kindergarten, I was afraid to go to school, and I can remember one time in particular when I was hanging onto the door frame of my house for dear life as my mom was trying to get me on the school bus. Once 6th grade started and I hit puberty, it got even worse. There was a 2-week period when I couldn't even leave my house because I couldn't cope with the anxiety. A lot of people around me didn't really understand, and they were confused as to what was happening with me. But my mom has always been there for me, and I love her to infinity and beyond, as we always say to each other, because we're dorks. But I love you, Mommy. I think that people just thought I was being irrational, or they thought that I just didn't want to go to school. But anxiety really affects your body just as much as it affects your mind, maybe even more so. I had stomach pains and headaches, just nausea. It was terrible, and sometimes I couldn't get out of bed. In 7th grade, I was homeschooled for the first time. And I started feeling better during this time. So in 8th grade, I went back to public school. That year went well. 8th grade was okay. But when high school started, I tried to go to public school and I couldn't even get a week in. My chest hurt, my stomach pains were terrible, and again, I had to be homeschooled. Apart from a few weeks in 10th grade, I was homeschooled for the rest of my high school career. And it was in 10th grade when we realized I had anxiety, because we didn't really know up until then. But once we figured out that that's what was happening with me, it all became a lot easier, because if you know what you're dealing with, then you can actually do things that will help it. I've never taken any sort of medication or really gone to therapy to deal with my anxiety. I found that I was able to cope with a lot of positive energy from my mom, mantras, breathing techniques, and overall a very spiritual approach to dealing with my anxiety. I also find that creativity is a great outlet for my anxiety, and it really helped me. But anxiety is different for everyone, and we all treat it in different ways. Now that I'm older and I've been sort of dealing with anxiety for a long time, and I understand my body, myself, how I feel when I'm anxious, I understand what I need to do to feel better. It's been easier living with it as I've gotten older, just because you just understand yourself more, what causes it, what helps it. Some days aren't as easy as other days. I still have days when my chest is tight and I just really don't want to leave my house. Sometimes I don't know where my anxiety comes from. It often manifests in social situations. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I'm constantly overanalyzing every expression, every tone inflection in people's voices. If there's a change in someone's tone or in their expression, my mind kind of just runs, and I automatically think that someone hates me or I've done something wrong, and I have to constantly sort of be reassured that everything's all right. Even though I know that it's irrational and that people have things going on in their head that have nothing to do with me, and I still get anxious about it, and I can't help it. It's hard sometimes not to blame myself or feel like I've done something wrong. It's difficult and it's exhausting just to constantly be analyzing everything that everyone's doing in their interactions with you, and what are they thinking? Oh my god, they hate me, what have I done wrong? Ah! But really they're just like, oh, I forgot my keys. What, did I leave the stove on? Random things that have nothing to do with me. Sometimes it can be hard to connect with people, and it can feel like no one really understands me. There are people in my life who do understand me and how I feel, and who love me. And when you find people like that, it's amazing, and it's so great, and it's so wonderful, because it can really be isolating and lonely to feel like no one understands you. And everyone feels that way sometimes. I just want to tell any of you who struggle with anxiety that I love you. I just want to tell you that you're so strong and you're so brave. On those days that you might feel like no one understands you, just know that I'm here and I understand you, because I'm just like you. And anyone out there who loves someone with anxiety, I just ask that you be patient, be kind, be loving, and just be there for us when we cry or when we cancel nights out because we can't step out of our beds, much less the front door. You don't have to tell us that it's irrational or to just walk it off, because that's not how it works. And we just need you to show us that you love us. I just wanted to talk about my own anxiety story and how I've dealt with my anxiety and how it's affected me. I hope you've taken something from this video, and I hope it's helped you or someone you love in some way. And I hope that you know that I'm here for you and that I love you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being there. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.